I'm laughing because we were just enjoying the beautiful, peaceful countryside here, which it is, absolutely. And you know you're in Portugal because you've got a barking dog in the distance as well, and the very occasional car. And I'm sat here with Paul at the Delgada mansion, the owner of this incredible place. And we've just had a little look round. It's been a few months since I was last here. And work has progressed. There is a beautiful wine cellar next to the gym, next to the studio apartments, next to the meeting room, which opens out onto the vineyard, and that is just the basement. There is a house, a beautiful luxury house on top as well, and a pool that I'm looking out over, and you can hear the canna just dancing in the breeze, basically. And this is the spot where Paul was telling me just now he likes to have a morning coffee, see the sun come up as we're looking over the vineyard. So, Paul, thank you very much for inviting me back here. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm just fine, thank you. Just excellent. The weather seemed to be sunny almost every day. It's been pretty good weather. The construction work is definitely ready, so I'm very happy now to get this house out on the market. And of course, I have quite a lot of viewings already, so there's a big interest.
The thing about this wonderful place, the Delgada Mansion, is it's a fabulous concept that people really need to understand. That it is a luxury house. It is the Delgada Mansion, which is an impressive, beautiful property. That's how a real estate agent would describe it. Imposing, impressive property as you drive up. But there's much more to it than that, isn't there? There's a vineyard we're looking over, and there's a possibility, the potential that we've seen that in the way that you've created the basement area. Now, we were laughing before because you described it as a lump of concrete 4 years ago that you bought that could be seen from the skies on Google Maps, and you've brought about the most incredible transformation of this property. What is the concept as you see it, and as we can share it with people, that includes the basement, the vineyard, and the whole luxury living concept here?
Either you have this as a big family home, could be sort of a family living in Lisboa who wants to come out to the countryside. So you are only 45 minutes from Lisbon. Or my idea then was to have the basement as like Airbnb for small conferences. You have a conference room. You have the gym, a big full gym, and all of the rooms, of course, have exit down to the vineyard on the background. You can use it. I was thinking about the elderly home. They pay enormous of money for small, crappy rooms in Caldas. I know that for sure. Here they have peace. They have their own exit, their own kitchenettes. Everything is sort of prepared for them. Or you can have it purely for long-term rental. You isolate sort of the rooms from the upper 2 floors, and you use the 4 or 5 bedrooms downstairs for long-term rentals. So that's what sort of the idea, because it's extremely peaceful. Yes, you hear the dog because I don't understand how the dog can go on.
It's Portugal, isn't it? We've got normally in the soundscape of the Portuguese countryside is a church, maybe the bombeiro alarm at lunchtime, a dog, a cockerel, or a church bell ringing in the background.
Yeah, the church bell. Yeah, you hear that when it's, and I kind of like that nice sound.
Well, do you know where my mind was going with this, Paul? When looking around, this would be the most amazing residential retreat centre around yoga, cooking, wine, just the amazing experiences you can have in Portugal. And to stay in beautiful accommodation, so it does. The basement lends itself. I mean, basement's the wrong word, isn't it? Basement sounds like a dark, dingy place. Every room in this house, the top 2 floors and the ground level that opens out onto the vineyard at the back, has a beautiful view. How have you? There's not many places that can say that, can they? That every room has a fantastic view.
Actually, there's a square meter inside of 968 square meter living area. And each room on the 2 upper floors, they have 365 view Yes, everywhere. Every the window you look out, you see the valleys and the fruit areas, because this area is one of the most expensive and the most precious fruit in Portugal, and they export it. For example, the pears, the placa, is world famous, so they export them worldwide. So all this is fruit and wine district. Here you have extremely nice view, and I really enjoy being here. It's peaceful.
It so is. It so is. There's my family in the background, disturbing that peace for a moment there. But talk to us more about that location. You said 40 minutes from Lisbon.
Sure.
And I know from for a fact, because I was here recently at the Buddha Eden Garden, which is the most incredible place to go to in Portugal. Óbidos, Caldas da Rainha. This is brilliantly located, isn't it?
It is, definitely. I mean, you are 2 minutes from the A8. You are 40 minutes from Lisboa. Buddha Eden is, as you said, an incredible place. You are around 10-15 minutes from there. The ocean, if you want to go to Peniche or Foz do Aurélio or Lourinhã or whatever, we're speaking about 20 minutes by car, of course. So you have the sea, and you have the views here, and the country life, and then you have you are near, for example, also Óbidos. That's only 10 minutes from Óbidos, which is the old castle. And then you have another couple of minutes to Foz do Aurélio to the sea. So no, it's a good spot, and it's a good spot for if you find the pin.
Yeah, Paul's referring to me and the other Carl struggling to find. Well, it makes it a secret location, doesn't it? On the positive side.
On the positive side.
But it is nestled in the Portuguese countryside, as Paul says, in orchard country. This is the Silver Coast Orchard District. And it is really beautiful. I can see vineyards, and I can see orchards, fruit trees. The birds are singing, and the wonderful bamboo type plants on the boundary here are just swaying beautifully in the wind, and the birds are singing.
The other thing is that if you look at the cost of living here, you look at the utilities like the electricity, water, it's extremely low cost. You have an average, and it's 968 square meters. It's a big house, and I use a pellet burner, which could be upgraded with solar panels for the warm water heating, and I have everything here done. You have a cost for 60-70 euro for the water total per month. I have installed, there's a well with a big pump who's pumping the water to the garden, but it's also analyzed and it's drinkable water. But I use it mainly for the garden and the console water for the inside house. So it's extremely low cost of living.
It is. I pay more than that in my 3-bedroom semi-detached house.
You have to see. You have to know what you're doing.
It's true. It's true.
I was lucky. No, I had. You use normally the pellet burner from December until the end of February, 3 months, and I top it up sort of 6 bags for every 4 or 5 days. I fill it up, so extremely low cost of electricity, and it's a warm water radiator system. 24 in the house of them, and even the towel
rails,
towel
heaters,
for the towel. So no, it's cheap. You can of course install a heat pump with solar. Then of course you probably will have a more expensive initial cost, another 30,000-40,000 for a heat pump. But I've stayed, and I kept it warm during the winter. Then you turn it off, and because it's very thick walls, it's like an old castle kind of.
It is. It's a modern castle, for sure.
Castle. So thick, fat walls. So the insulation is there. So you turn it off, and there is no more after. I think end of February. There is no more heating. Some gas, small heaters sometimes, but that's it.
It's incredible what you've done here, and the key word that hits me, and is what the other Carl said when he opened the door. He was really sort of taken aback by the tranquility, and that's certainly a key word, a key quality of this of the Delgada mansion. It's tranquil. I could sit here chatting to you all afternoon. It's a lovely place to be, but I should let you go, and thank you and wish you all the best, and just remark upon what an amazing job you've done here from the old lump of concrete. Your vision is incredible. Your circumstances have changed, and this is going to be an incredible gift, in a sense, to the next person who comes along and is able to see the vision that you've created and run with it.
Yes, no, I appreciate you came here, and it was really kind of you to come and do this interview and look at the place and appreciate it. I feel great. I feel a little bit older, a few years, but I would say it took from 2019. I bought this piece of rubbish, and then created this over 4 years. And you had the COVID in between, and then, of course, it's been quite lots of work. But I have the on and off workers here, and so. I'm happy with the result, and hopefully the buyer will feel the same thing, feel the tranquility, as you said, and it's extremely calm and quiet here. I love the place, and it's dry.
Yeah.
I was always sick in Portugal. I lived there before near the sea because of the microclimate.
Oh, the humidity there.
The
right.
humidity.
Yeah.
Here, not since we moved here, nothing, nada.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Amazing. And I think we've taken our cue. I mentioned the dogs barking and the cockerels crowing. We've just had the church bells ringing, which I think signals the end of our conversation here. But thank you so much, Paul, and all the best with it.
Thank you.